Hola, bienvenidos a la clase de nuevo. Hoy vamos a aprender acerca de los verbos irregulares en el pasado, en el pretérito. Hay verbos irregulares en inglés, también hay verbos irregulares en inglés y en español. Por ejemplo, uno de esos verbos es el verbo estar. El verbo estar en el pasado es irregular. El verbo poder también es irregular. El verbo poner, el verbo saber y el verbo tener. Estos verbos tienen algo en común. Tienen un cambio en la raíz. Algo es diferente que los otros verbos. Por ejemplo, el verbo estar cambia a estuve, estuve, con la B pequeña. Verbo poder cambia la O, cambia a U. Yo pude. Poner, el verbo poner, cambia la O, cambia a U. Pu y la N cambia a S. Puse. Saber, el verbo saber, la A cambia a U y la B cambia a P. Supe. Tener, el verbo tener cambia, la E cambia a U y la N cambia a B. Tuve, yo tuve. Todos estos verbos son importantes de recordar. So, now that you had your ear in Spanish, now we're going to review a little bit in English, okay? All verbs, all languages have irregularities. In Spanish, these ones are very irregular, and they're very important because we use them every day. For example, the verb to be, estar, has a change in the past tense. It has a change in the stem. The stem is the beginning of the verb. Somewhere in there, there's a change. For example, estar, the EA changed to estuve. Estuve. Yo estuve. I was. Poder. Poder is to be able. The O changes to a U. Poder. I was able. Yo pude. Notice that I don't say yo pude. The O changes to a U. Yo pude. Poner. To place, to put. The O in poner changes to a U. Just like in poder. The O changes to a U. You say yo puse. I place, I put. Saber. Saber is to know. Saber. Just like in poner, the A changes to a U. And the B changes to a P. Supe. Yo supe. I knew. Tener. Tener is to have. Just like in estar, the change happens and becomes tuve. Yo tuve. So let's review this one more time. Now, just remember that irregularities happen in every language. Just like in English, we use ed for the past tense of regular verbs, but irregular, we have different rules, such as the case of the verb to play and the verb to eat. For example, the verb to eat, the verb to play, to make it past tense, you say, I played. You add the ed. You played. He played. We played. All we did there is add the ed. So that's a regular verb, correct? Now, how about the verb to eat? The verb to eat is irregular. I ate. Notice it doesn't stay the same way as it originally was. In its infinitive, it changes. You ate, he ate, and so on and so forth. Just like in English, in Spanish, you also have irregular verbs. So let's talk about the verb estar one more time. Estar is the verb that we use to express to be. Now, this verb is used temporarily. For example, when you're referring to things that are going to change. For example, when you're talking about location, you're talking about a mood or a feeling, you will use the verb estar. Now, in the past tense, this changes right here. The AR, yo estuve, UV. Tú estuviste. Él, ella, usted estuvo. Nosotros estuvimos. Vosotros estuvisteis. Ellos, ellas, ustedes estuvieron. So the change was right here. The U, the V, and the ending is the same ending as any other past tense. This was the change that happened. UV, yo estuve, I was. Tú estuviste, you were. Él, ella, usted estuvo. These three use the same one, the same form of the verb. Nosotros estuvimos, we were. Vosotros estuvisteis, you all were. Ellos, ellas, ustedes estuvieron, they were. So that is the case for the verb to be. The verb poder means to be able, or as you know it in English, can, to can. Now the changes here is yo, the O changes to a U. Yo pude. To, poder is the verb, so what do? You're going to change the O to a U. Yo pude. Él, ella, and usted pudo. Nosotros pudimos. Vosotros pudisteis. Ellos, ellas, ustedes pudieron. This is the verb to be able or to can. Again, the O changed to a U in each one of them. And that is the same change that happened. Let's go to another verb that is also irregular. The verb poner. The verb poner means to place or to put. I put, you put, she put. So the verb is poner. So the O here changes to a U. And the N changes to an S. And you still use the same ending for all past tense. Yo puse, tú pusiste, él, ella, usted puso, nosotros pusimos, vosotros pusisteis, ellos, ellas, ustedes pusieron. That is the verb to place, to put. Again, the O changed to a U. And the N changed to an S. And you continue using the endings for the past tense. Now, let's talk about the verb saber. The verb saber is to know. And we talk about this verb because there are two. Just like ser and estar. Just like ser and estar, there are ser is to be, estar is also to be. In Spanish, we have two verbs that mean to know. Saber and conocer. Conocer is the verb that we use when you meet someone, a person. For example, when you can actually touch something or place. Now, the verb saber is for information, things that you cannot touch. For example, I know how to ride a bike. That is information that I know and I will always know. So use the verb saber. So this verb hasn't changed. A lot of people make the mistake to say, to keep it the same way and change this. But what you have to do is you change the B to a P when you're talking in the past tense. So you invert that letter instead of a B, make it a P. And then you have the A changes to, you have saber, so you change the A to a U, and the B, you change that to a P. And the same ending as the preterite tenses. Yo supe. Tú supiste, you knew. Él, ella, usted supo. He or she knew. Nosotros supimos. Vosotros supisteis. Ellos, ellas, ustedes supieron. That is the verb to know. And finally, the verb to have. The verb to have means, well, obviously, means to have. Tener. This also changes. The E changes to a U, and the N changes to a V. Yo tuve. Notice how you don't say yo tengo. Yo tengo is in the present tense. Yo tuve is in the past tense preterite. I had. Tú tuviste. Él, ella, and usted tuvo. Nosotros tuvimos. Vosotros tuvisteis. Y ellos, ellas, ustedes tuvieron. So these are the regular verbs that you will utilize and to be successful with them. Okay? So thank you for watching, and go and practice with your classwork and your workbook. Thanks.